Hey, and welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy Hodges. Good to see you here. I'm a certified peer support specialist working with people all over the world who are working toward recovery for OCD. I run groups, 8-week closed groups. I can do referral consultations, and I also have an online community, which is in an app form. And you can join monthly, subscribe. We have support groups every single week, one-on-one peer support, classes every month, events every month. It's a great way to meet other people who live with OCD and be part of a community and to help feel less alone and help reduce some of that shame that OCD causes. I'm also the author of Pure OCD, The Invisible Side of Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. Today, I wanted to talk about how we sometimes like to micromanage our feelings when it comes to OCD around things that we like, things that we love, things like holidays. I thought it was good to do this video on July 4th, which is a huge holiday in America, and I thought it's very fitting for this topic. But first, NoCD. NoCD is an app, and inside that app, you can find all sorts of resources, connect to other people. They have forums that you can talk to other people with OCD, and they also do telehealth, doing ERP in many places across the world. So check them out at nocd.com. Let's get into it. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this topic very much relates to like just right OCD. When you may think that a certain thing has to be just right for you to feel okay. You can be just right with compulsions. You can be just right with feelings. You can be just right with perfectionism and things that you're doing with work or in your life. But you also can be need that just right feeling when it comes to liking specific things or having a good day or being in a relationship. That just doesn't have to be romantic. That can be, the way that you feel about your kids or the way that you feel about your family, coworkers, friends, or yeah, of course, a romantic partner as well. But this is also relevant when it comes to things like holidays or vacations, travel, things like that, where you feel like you're micromanaging your feelings. Am I feeling the right thing? Am I having a good time? Am I present? Um, am I having enough fun? Do other people feel this way? So one of the reasons why I think this is important is because this can happen not only with people, but it can also happen with things that we love. So sometimes when OCD gets involved, I'll just give you an example. When I went on vacation last year, so I always go to the Bahamas. It's I always go to the same place, the same island, usually stay at the same place. I love it there. It's peaceful. I go by myself. It's just so nice to get away. Well, last year, right before I left, I started having these weird anxiety feelings like, what if I really don't want to go to the Bahamas? I was like, wait, what? I do want to go there. Like I look forward to this. I look forward to the Bahamas. I think about it every day. I look forward to it and I look forward to it so much. But then all of a sudden, right before I left, my brain was like, what if you aren't looking forward to it this year? What if you don't want to go? What if you get there and you don't have a good time or you just think you're having a good time and you don't? Y'all, it was like I was having relationship themed OCD with the Bahamas. And it took me like a hot minute to calm down. I mean, I had to, the whole way there, I was like, maybe I don't really want to go. Maybe I don't really love the Bahamas as much as I thought that I did. It's so stupid. But I saw the potential of it ruining my trip. And to be honest, it usually when I go on vacation, because I work all the time. So usually when I go on vacation, it takes me a few days to actually calm down and be able to, but it took me a few days to actually make myself believe that I wanted to. When I say it out loud, it sounds so, sorry about my camera. It's a new computer and it drives me nuts. Anyway, when I say it out loud, it sounds so stupid, but it was like a real concern for me. So this can happen. Take this example and look at other things in your life. It's often I'll hear people talk about how they have hobbies that they love to do, or, going out with friends or going to concerts or just doing the things that they love in their life. And all of a sudden, OCD comes in there and is basically like, are you present enough? Are you really having a good time? Are you going to be able to stop thinking about anxiety enough? Are you going to waste this time that you wanted? And then you start to worry, oh my gosh, my relationship with, you know, go running, my relationship with hiking, my relationship with, playing music or, doing a hobby, doing art, things like that. All of that's going to change. And now every time I go to do these things that I once loved, I'm going to worry that I don't love it enough. Or I'm going to worry that I can't be present enough to enjoy it, or I don't enjoy it for what it could bring me. There's where the comparison can come in of other people are having a good time, other people enjoy this, and now I can't. And the sad part is that then the thing that you love the most becomes a huge source of anxiety. This may sound kind of quirky, and I was kind of talking about it earlier, like it was with the Bahamas, but this can become a full-on blown up theme. And it not only can target things you love, it can target people you love. Like I said before, you could start to micromanage what your feelings are around specific people. We are getting into the relationship OCD territory a little bit here, but I do think it's important to talk about this because when you hear about relationship OCD, a lot of times you're hearing about how you may start like being hyper aware and nitpicky of people, or you're also worried that, maybe they don't feel the certain way about you, blah, blah, blah. But this is like specifically targeting the feelings. Now, I've seen this a lot with people and their kids. What if I don't love my kids the way that I'm supposed to? Or they may even target one specific kid. Oh my gosh, what if I love this kid differently than I love the others? What if I don't love them as much? What if I don't love them enough? This can get into the territory of, um, am I a bad parent? Am I going to mess my kids up with attachment styles? Things like that. Same with a partner, a romantic partner. You can start to get hyper aware of what your feelings are. Is this what love feels like? Is this what love should feel like? Is this how I'm supposed to feel during sex? Is this supposed how I'm supposed to feel during arousal, or anticipating sex, or fantasizing about a partner? Do I feel excited? Do I feel excited enough? And then you can get into the territory of, what if you think about another fantasy in order to orgasm, X, Y, or Z? So this is about micromanaging your feelings. It can go into comparative feelings. Is this the way that everybody else feels? You might want to look for reassurance. You may start Googling, asking other people what love feels like for them, what platonic love feels like for them, or and then you might get into um yeah, you might just go down kind of that rabbit hole of needing to know that the feelings that you have are just right or appropriate. You might also mentally review if, let's say, you are dating someone or you're in love with someone, or have feelings for someone. Now you're comparing them to feelings that you had before. Are my feelings different now? Did I love that person more than I love this person? Just the idea of having any sort of anxiety present can make you feel that doubt of, maybe I don't really love this person. Maybe I don't really, maybe this isn't what love really is. I think when we get into this territory, which a lot of us do, and yours truly does it as well, it can just feel really scary. You know, OCD already gives us this need to know, and not, and once that need to know is getting skewed, it already puts you in that place of doubt. But then once you feel like you have to target a certain feeling in a certain way, man, it can just really be torturing and really feel like I never feel like I'm gonna be able to just live my life and enjoy love, or live my life and enjoy the things that I used to, because now I'm worried that I'm never going to be present, or it's never going to mean as much as it did once, or I'm always going to have anxiety around these things that used to bring me joy. And lastly, just in relation to like today. Today's a big holiday. I'll be real with y'all. I don't care about 4th of July. Like I don't like the summer anyway because I don't like the heat. And I surely don't like the loud fireworks and stuff like that. So I don't really celebrate 4th of July. But we're just going to say holidays in general. A lot of times Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever your country or country's normal, annual holidays are, we tend to think to ourselves, sometimes that puts us out of our routine. And so we're already a little bit anxious, but sometimes we put this pressure on ourselves, right? I should be having fun. Everybody else is enjoying themselves or having barbecues, meeting up with family, meeting up with friends. Everybody else is looking forward to the holiday. I'm not. I'm different. This definitely falls into that category of trying to micromanage your feelings around holidays, even anticipating that am I going to be present enough to have a good time? And this is absolutely, this happens to those us on vacations too. Am I going to be present enough to have a good time? Is OCD going to show up? Am I going to have anxiety and it's going to ruin it? And sometimes we're so exhausted by the time we even get to the vacation, by the time the holiday even gets here, that we are overwhelmed with anxiety and sadness and doom, and all the feelings of shame and guilt that can come around that. So I just wanted to share that with y'all today. I don't really have tips or anything about it. I just know that it's common and it's not often talked about. But again, it's kind of like this needing to feel just right and micromanaging those feelings, comparing them and having doubt. Am I feeling the same way other people are? Is this the way that these feelings should feel or they're supposed to feel? These are all big, big indications that OCD is getting involved and just starting to mess with you on that. Um, and I just want you to know that I struggle with this too, especially when it comes to feelings about people. Feeling things, or even doubting, feelings I've had in the past. Were these real feelings? What are they in relation to feelings I have now and things like that? And it can be a real struggle. And it also can feel very lonely and feel like you're not like living your best life. So anyway, if you've experienced this, I hope that this is helpful. You just don't hear about it so often. And I wanted you to know that you're not alone. I hear this a lot, especially about like holiday vacations and then, needing to know that your feelings are kind of on par of what they should be when it comes to people and things that you love to do. Just one of the many ways that OCD likes to torture us. Ugh. Anyway, I hope that this resonated, and if it did, I hope you feel less alone. Again, I have a community of people. If you want to meet other people, get the support you need. You can join a month at a time. It's there for you whenever you need it. It's through the Mighty Network if you want to look it up, and it's called the OCD Support Community. You can also find ways to get there through ChrissyHodgesCommunity.com. So anyway, I will see you next time. And if you're interested in my services, go to ChrissyHodges.com. Okay, bye-bye.